Hey, how's it going? I'm Adam and welcome to my channel. Well, if you've been watching this channel for some time, then you've probably noticed I'm more of a black and white shooter. I don't think I've truly ever moved on from my artsy phase in high school. Color always seems to be distracting for me and adds a whole other subject to the image, because at first glance you look at the pretty colors and see the possible complementary colors in the image, where in black and white you immediately get struck with the harsh reality, the Monday of photography. When I actually do shoot color, my go-to film stock is 250D. It's been like that for 3 years now, mainly due to the price and for its cinematic look. I have created some of my favorite work with it. 250D is a part of the Vision3 cinema lineup by Kodak, and it was used to make movies like Interstellar, Oppenheimer, and Tenet. It's also known as the Nolan Special. Anyway, more on this film stock later, and on to the video. The Nikon F3 and I had enough of being an adult, so we decided to take a break and go to London for a bit. In spite of contrary belief, it doesn't rain here 24/7. Anywho, time to load in some 250D that I got from my local film lab. Off we went to Notting Hill, cause after all, I am just a person with a camera asking the day to give me some bangers. Or at least I think that's what Julie Roberts said in that movie. It's been a while. Well, as you can see, this film stock is really warm and flat, giving you a lot of room for editing. It's made that way by design, cause just like we mentioned before, this is a motion picture film stock created to make absolute cinema, allowing editors, the real heroes, room for color grading. For people who don't edit their photos, I can see this being a no-no for you guys. But for me, it's great. Editing for me is a part of the fun and allows you to further your creative vision and create your own distinctive look. Now, 250D is, as you can imagine, a 250 ISO film, but I always rate it at 200 because I'm too cool to follow the rules. And the D at the end stands for daylight balance. The Vision3 lineup has either a T or a D at the end. It basically lets us know in which lighting situations these films are meant for, but I sometimes shoot Cinestill 800T during the day, so you do you, I guess. Well, it was time to head on over to the famous Portobello Market, my favorite bit of London, in this small village in the middle of the city. Hopefully being able to find the legendary Beavis and Butthead mural, cause I do enjoy fine art. I know, touristy photo, and I should be ashamed, but my role, my rules. Also, once again, this film stock, especially under direct sunlight, is really warm. It's not a bad look, just own it. But yeah, besides the warmth, the colors are pretty natural and in my opinion, great. Nothing really dominates the other and the skin tones are awesome. Oh, fun fact, focus was meant to be on the shoe and not on the tire. It'll be our little secret. And here is possibly my favorite off the roll. The shadows of the people, the colorful houses, and it shows scale pretty well. Let's talk about some of the other characteristics. This film stock is sharp. It may not be slide film sharp, but it doesn't cost slide film money. Definitely sharper than the likes of Kodak Gold, etc. You may have also noticed that it's a bit grainy. It's acceptable, not too dominant, but definitely visible for sure. Also, there is at times halations, like in this photo. But I only had maybe 1 or 2 photos with this, so nothing to really worry about in my opinion. It's nothing like Phoenix 200, where your images turn into a Cardi album. Also, just an FYI, I do not recommend using this film in point and shoots. It is a respooled film, and not all point and shoots like that. Cause if you do, you might have to fish out your roll in a changing bag or in a bathroom, and no one likes that.
So yeah, we're done with the whole Portobello, Notting Hill, touristy attractions. Now we're gonna go get some coffee. But one thing that I gotta say, street photography really is the best. Just taking a camera and going out in the streets, you never know what you'll get. And obviously I can't see the photos yet because I'm shooting film, but I have a feeling that they will be great. Alright, enough jibber jabber, time for some coffee.
After sadly not finding the mirror, I got some coffee and decided to take a walk around the park. Also load in another roll under direct sunlight, cause I never learn from my mistakes. Yup, the greens are great with this film. ECN2. Now, the reason why this film stock looks the way that it does is because that it requires a special development process, the same that is used for motion picture cinema. Now, today's photos were developed in this process because I begged, but most labs won't do this. It's apparently a more complicated process and the chemicals don't have that long of an expiration date. But I don't know, I'm not a lab. I'm just a no-name photographer, if you can call what I do that. But most labs do process it in C41 by removing the remjet layer, which is basically like this black carbon layer on the back of the film. And that's how I most of the time have my 250D developed. It's definitely a different look. It has a bit of a color cast, definitely leaning towards the blue-green end of the spectrum, and it is more saturated and contrasty. It still isn't a bad look in my opinion. I actually like it, and at times prefer it. Also, if you do find a lab that develops ECN2, keep in mind that it might be a bit more expensive than C41. Yeah, this gentleman was the star of this role. It was getting late, so it was time to head home. I finished the roll on the bridge, but yeah, the photos are unremarkable at best, like most of my work. And that's the end of the rolls and the video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. So yeah, Kodak 250D is my go-to color film. It's pretty universal in my opinion, no matter the lighting conditions from my experience. Plus, the price is alright. I buy it from my local lab and it cost around, I think, 35 zloty, which is like around $9. So I think that's pretty good. Here in Poland, usually the minimal price for color film is like 50 zloty. Now, I do like both processing techniques. ECN2 definitely gives me more room for editing and to fix an image, but at times it can be a bit too warm for me. The C41 process is definitely on the cooler side, but I like it. So I will be continuing the C41 process, but only because it's easier to do. Anyway, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. Take care.